Hello? Hello? It's me. It's me. And I'm officially a year older. Kinda kinda crazy. I honestly never thought I'd live this long. Not like in just general. No. Like what are you supposed to do when you're 25? Like what? Oh yes, I am 25 years old. Um yeah. And oh it's it has been a week and it's only Wednesday. You know why? Because I got the keys to a place I'm renting for business. And yeah, it was yesterday. So today's the 2nd of October. It's 11 p.m. now. Let's see if I can get the clock on. Clock. Look. I need my scripts. Add clock source. Cool. X. Uh-huh. Clock. L. Plus ratio lemma. That's not what I want. Add Lua clock source. Oh my god, it's a animated. What? To this? There's no way, right? No, it's not. I can I can add a clock source, so yeah. I don't think that's how that one works. Adds a Lua clock source. Analog. I don't see. Oh my god. Why is it animated? Time. That's the time. Yeah. All right. I have not had dinner. I'm not hungry, so probably have a won't have dinner tonight. Um, yeah. So I was saying it's been like a pretty busy week, and it's been 3 days. So I got the place yesterday, and kind of surveyed, kind of had to start prepping. So yeah, the floor wasn't in the best condition, but it was flat. There weren't holes. It's just a lot of like paint residue from the previous tenants because they used it as a warehouse of sorts. And I haven't decided if I want to put essentially there's a flooring type. There's a type of flooring that you can put over it, sort of like a layered flooring. Or what's it called? Let me check real quick because me and remembering what things are do not go. A linoleum, right? So it's a type of flooring called linoleum, which you can kind of just layers like like a thick layer that you can thick vinyl layer you can cover your floor with to kind of make it even flat, you know. And it has all sorts of designs. And yeah, I thought about putting that. I decided that well, our schedule's kind of tight. We can't have linoleum put in today because today the aircon people are coming over. I'm installing 3 aircons into the place. Place is decently big, so I do need 3, and they had to route different types of piping through the storeroom in the middle. And yeah, it took a while. I think they went on from they started working. They surveyed the place a few hours beforehand, and so they started working at about 11:30 a.m. today, and then they finished around 9:10 p.m. Yeah, so I took a nap, then had to go over and close up the place. I took a nap like in the storage, so I just sat on a chair and took a nap. So yeah, I did want to sleep more. Um, yeah, so that took a while. Then that was a lot of work and a lot of pain in the ass. I had to fix one of the lightings because one of the fluorescent lights kind of stopped working, so I kind of had to go out and buy fluorescent light to fix that. It it's been a day. It's been really boring, but work's getting done, so that's good. I haven't decided if I want the flooring yet. The best time I can do it is tomorrow, but you won't get a linoleum guy to come over and do your flooring without a day's notice. So I think we'll just leave the floor as it is. Yeah, did some measurements, kind of. Sort of planned out the floor layout already. So I kind of know what I want. I need to go look for some glass countertops and 4 long IKEA tables. Haven't decided how many glass countertops I want. I think 1 2 meter one should be good enough, and then one. Not sure if I'm gonna get an Omnidesk or just like a decent like office table to just put as a point of sale for the PC to scan all the barcodes and everything of products. That's all. Yeah, I haven't fully decided how to. Well, I've actually decided 80% of the phone. It's just that one table. I've not decided whether I want to put the PC on a glass counter or not, which I don't think is a good idea. So I probably will end up going with that office table idea, and then put like a tarp on the top of the office table, just to cover where my legs are, because you know how office tables are. They're like quite, especially like Omnidesk. They're like quite open, right? So you kind of want to cover. You don't want people seeing behind the counter. Also, sometimes just creates a barrier. It's good. Um, yeah, and I also need one small cupboard to put on the side because that's like a window. I could draw the layout for you guys, honestly. Let me get MS Paint out because you know what? I don't want to open Clip Studio, so we're just gonna go with MS Paint today. Paint though, paint though. Okay. Yeah. Ah, hello. I'm back. I disappeared real quick. Okay. Window capture. There we go. Okay. Class is in session. So basically, basically, home paint black. Oh my god, like this. Cool. All right. Let's just go with white. Fuck it. So the place is sort of like an oval. Sorry, not oval. It's like a rectangle, something like this. Right. This is the shape. So you kind of have a storeroom in the middle here, right? Yeah, we have a storeroom in the middle. There's a walk room. We have a storeroom here. Okay. And the entrance for the place is here. How do they draw entrances again? Was it like this? And then that? That's the entrance, and there's the building, sort of like a piping down here. So a lot of our aircons, one of the ACs had to be here, and one of the ACs had to be here, and then there's another AC here. So they kind of had to route the piping all the way around, right? They had to route the piping from here all the way here, through the basically through on the wall top, link up with this on the way through the storeroom back, link up with this, go down here. And there was already some piping, so it wasn't the worst thing. It's also because we have a kitchenette here. There was a, like this size, more like it. Yeah, there was a kitchenette here. So there was already a sink here that was basically routed here to here. So, and this is like sort of like open piping, and there's like some residual water. So I'll probably have to fix that, like drop some mothballs in, and yeah. Some mothballs and cover it with a plastic cover to prevent mosquitoes, because we don't want to breed mosquitoes here. Right? Okay, and then so what else? Ah, yes. Okay, so what my plan for the layout is, I will have a counter. That is not a counter. That is it. So we will have shelves, right, until here, because the kitchenette is here. The kitchenette is here. And then there's structural pillars here. There's a structural pillar like this. So we can't go through that, obviously. No, it's not as far out as the kitchenette, but it's there. So we can't sit flush consistently. So okay, that's not what I wanted. So we'll probably flush, right? The shelving. This will be shelves. This will be shelves. Then I will have my counter here, essentially. This will be the counter up until this. And then this part over here will be my office, sort of like an office table that I'll put a tarp over the cover, the leg area. This will be a glass counter. This is going to be glass. And we're going to have, well, I think it's easier to make it this way. Sort of out here. Yeah, I think this is a good representation of width. Much better than whatever I had going on just now. Cool. Okay, and we'll have this as glass. And then I'm gonna have a table here. And table here. And I'm definitely drawing the table thicker here than what they actually will be. And here. Okay. I think I need to push back the pillars here because they're definitely not that close. Let's get that here. Arts and craft, everyone. Arts and craft. Okay, so right, and the tables are more like here, basically. Yeah, the tables are more like here. Let's bring paint that. I don't know what's the hotkey for it. Okay, so tables are more like here. So you got 4 tables that will fit 36 people essentially. So if we cram, we can get 8 people per table. So put 8, 8, 8, 8. Now the thing is, there is a balcony to the area where the door is here. There is a door here. And then these are all windows. These are all windows. It's the same on this side. This entire side is just windows. But this is the front, right? This is the front. This is the balcony or the back. And I want to put sort of like a cupboard here. Like a little cubby. There's a little waist-high cubby where we can store snacks. Right? Because I can only use until about here of space. Because I have another investor. So, you know, they get that part of the store. And yeah, we of course share the storeroom. So technically they get this part plus this part. And honestly, this plus this is about only maybe like this area is only maybe 10 to 15% bigger than this, than that. So honestly, for how much you're investing, we're kind of getting a good deal. So this is like pretty big. From here to here is easily 5 to 6 meters. Like just there. Just that. From here to here is about 5 to 6 meters. So that's a decently large space. Plus here, this is honestly 8 to 10 meters. So it's very wide. It's people wide, you know, people wide. Or chicken scratch. I know. So this is the plan for the shop. This glass is the hardest thing for me to find. The shelves, I could always go either with box shelves. I could go with sort of like the shelves, right? Shelves, I could go with box shelves. So box shelves are, you know, shelves that have box slots in them, right? And how I determine the height for the shelf is, let's say I am this tall and my arms will reach this height. I want 1 extra level so that there's 1 box above what I can reach, right? So it's just my reach, then plus 1. That's essentially what we want. And another design we could go for is this, essentially. Actual shelving. And then this, cupboards. Which honestly might not be a bad idea. This, I think, might generally look better. Boxes, I think boxes kind of limit how big the product you can put on, but this allows a much better choice. So I think this is a decent idea. Okay, I like this more. This one gets plus heart. I like this one more. Right? The storeroom wise doesn't really matter because no one's gonna see it. Storeroom also has a door here. Okay. And so I don't get to do anything with this, and they barely get area of the kitchenette. Maybe it's like here, something like this, like a little bit plus. But basically, we have enough. Where the counter starts is kind of technically where my space begins, which is basically about. It's they get we get like 45. We get like 45% of the space. 45 to 40% of the, no, 45, yeah, we get about 45% of the space, 45 to 40% of the space, which is for how much I put in, which I mean is a lot, but the investor basically took is maybe 60% of how much I invested. It's quite good, and like that's a lot of rent, and like they have very high value items, so when their product sells, we do very well because things they sell are in the 5 digits, while I'm running a hobby shop essentially. So the items that I'm selling aren't very expensive, and I kind of want a TV, but I have not decided where the TV would be. I assume if I mounted the TV would be here, right? Be useful as a timer for events. And it's just uh it's a TV. I'm sure there's uses for it, you know? Not a bad idea. Could also just do some shelving above the players. Because the ceiling is decently high. Like you need a high ladder to reach it. The ceiling's like I'm 1.75. So the ceiling is like double me. So about 4 meters. Ceiling is about 4 meters. But we're in an industrial bit area. So definitely quite high. The ceiling is like 4 meters. Yeah. Like if I'm here and then essentially the ceiling is like 4 meters. And yeah, the place is like really tall. So we're not gonna do any grandiose things, right? My original plan for the shop, original plan, if I could have the whole area plus the kitchenette, what would I do? Well, um, I could have the whole area plus the kitchenette, because the kitchenette's like easy 15% of the space, right? So I would have like 60 to 70% of the space, right? So if I had the whole area, okay, the that's definitely storeroom is way too big here. Okay, so if I could utilize this whole area and we get the kitchenette here, right? And there's structural pillars. Okay, so what I would do is essentially where the structural pillar is again, I would still do my counter because I like the counter idea. There would still be shelves all the way until the pillar, of course. This was, and then the kitchenette area, I would get to use this wall. So what I would do with this wall is I would display singles, or I might even have the TV here instead, but I would use this wall for singles, right? Singles. And then, basically product placement. Product display, I think, is the easiest way to explain it. Then I would have tables from here. So I would be able to fit 1, 2, 3, our original 4, 5, and I can fit 6 tables. Honestly, I could probably fit 7 tables. I'm not even joking, right? There's so much space here. So, and then, so that means we can add plus, we get 16 more people. So we get 32 more. So we can add 60. If I really wanted to squeeze, we could do plus 32 more. We could double our size, our amount of people we could host. And you could say, what is all this area? I mean, you need an open area for, you know, people to walk around, take a look. You want the store to be spacious and not a squeeze. And yes, I would, of course, still have my snacks here. Or I could, of course, do a single wall. I could do a product wall here, and then just because the kitchen has cupboards, I could put snacks there, like 100%. I could put snacks there. So how I want to store things isn't really a problem. The cubby is kind of like a idea, not in stone yet, but it's there. It's definitely a thought that I've thought of, and yeah, because there's a wall plug here, there's a wall plug, wall plug, wall plug here. There's no wall plug here, so I would have to route it here. So unless an alternate idea is, of course, counter, shelves, the door is here, right? And this is all windows. I would just make the cubby block the door because no one is supposed to go out there. Like, you're just not supposed to go out there. So I would just block the door, put a TV here, and then just have all the players sit here. Like here, right? So that's an idea that we could do. I'll kind of have to decide on how much space I want to use, essentially. So yes, I could do a lot with this area. Unfortunately, the area isn't super big because of this. Of the storeroom. The storeroom, we definitely, if we didn't need a storeroom like this that is placed this way, we definitely could do things like, okay, we have our counter, we have all the tables where people can sit and play, right? Then we have our shelves, then we have the kitchenette, right? And then we could kind of essentially do more tables. Like, we would just do tables all the way down, all the way, right? And then what you can also do here is now you can do product placement, walkable area, product placement, walkable area. In fact, you could even fit one more, product placement, walkable area. That's a lot of things that you can do. Like, of course, the door is here. That is a lot of things that you can do, right? And of course, we're missing wall space now. So we make that up by having all of these, which is very important. And then, because we would have more space to expand and we could fit more players, our tables don't have to be that long. So we could cut the table length and then we could install TV here, right? We could install a TV here. Of course, we don't need a second TV, but we can easily do this, right? And then this will be better. So this is like we're making full use of the rectangle here. Unlike, you know, sort of kind of what we kind of have to do right now. That's because this entire area, like, you can't touch this because this is the storeroom. So unfortunately, that's what our limitations are. And yeah, there's only so much you can really do. But we'll definitely be going with this shelf design, I think, at the end of the day. No more box shelving. We'll go with this. I have to go look at IKEA and figure out what I want. I'm not gonna go for custom furnishing because that is fucking expensive. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on, honestly, with my business. It's a lot of work. So I think tomorrow is the only day I'm free with nothing on. I don't remember. Is it signage people are coming to work? Because we need to install like a sign. They need to essentially put the signage in front of our store for people to see. And yeah, paint is on Friday. So that's gonna be a thing. And then they're moving in my business partner's furniture on Monday. Yeah, that is it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's really busy. I've been really busy, guys. Like I want to stream more. I want to tweet more. I really do. Just half the time I don't really know what to tweet because sometimes I schizo post on my personal Twitter, but you don't really want schizo posting from a VTuber. I'm not Pippo. No, I'm not schizo entertaining like Pippo. So can't do that. But but you know what I can do? We can talk about my birthday, which really is not really much to talk about. Just a lot of self reflection, really. And I won't get into it here because that's more personal. And yeah, people know my old Twitter or personal Twitter. You'll see on my schizo brand. Okay, it's not really schizo, just I choked on air. Good job. Um, yeah, you'll see my self reflection. Kept me up at night, honestly. Yeah, today I had to wake up at 9. So, and I slept at, I wanted to sleep at 3, and I ended up being awake till 4. And then I slowly got into bed. And then I did self reflection and then realized it was 5 a.m. And I was like, all right, it's 5 a.m. I have to get up in 4 hours. I'm going to bed. So I lied in bed, and then my brain just didn't turn off for another hour. So I didn't actually sleep till 6. How I know? Because I was so frustrated. I grabbed my phone, looked at the time, and it said 5 a.m. 57 minutes. And I was just like, oh my god. And I was like, and that's when I got tilted. And I went to bed. So I've been awake for 3 hours of sleep, and then I took a nap for a good. When did I nap? When did I nap? You know when I posted on Twitter that I wanted to take a nap. Yeah, I definitely didn't take a nap. I couldn't go back to sleep. So like 9 p.m. And I 5 p.m. I slept for I took a 4 hour nap maybe. 3 hours was 7. Yeah, I took a 5 hour nap. So yeah, I'm definitely energetic again, but that was not a great idea because now I am not gonna be able to sleep later because I slept for 5 hours. I honestly don't know why I thought that was a good idea. That was so questionable. Holy, just oh. Again with the questionable life decisions, but then again, it's me. I don't know what I'm doing. Because I was having a quarter life crisis at 5 a.m. in the morning. But yeah, that's kind of like what I did the past 2 days, and why I'm not able to stream much. um, Recently because of business. Yeah. Um, we're upgrading PC Kun soon. I said soon, like last year. It's almost next year. So yeah, we're upgrading PC Kun this month, I promise. After I get back from Kuala Lumpur, because I'm going with a friend to go to watch V Muse. We're gonna go see Minto, my Oshi. Honestly, a lot of people would think Mint is my Kamiyoshi because of how much I talk about her, how much I fan about their content and songs and how much they've impacted my life, honestly. Like I got super into idol idol stuff mainly because of yeah. I think I got super into Wotage because of Mint. Because I think Mint is amazing and they deserve only the best. And as someone who's met Deerskin IRL, I yeah, made me a really big fan. But Ina is my Kamiyoshi because without Ina, I would not be in the VTubing sphere because I would not have found my place here. Because I was thinking about this the other day, how I got into VTubing. So basically, I followed Joey the Anime Man for a super long time, and then he did a collaboration with Kizuna Ai, and I was like, oh, Kizuna Ai like an AI or a real person? So I kind of watched a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, Kizuna Ai is like a real person with like a model, like basically a 2D, 3D avatar, right? Instead of an actual person. I was like, okay, cool. That kind of like keeps you like anonymous on the internet, which is like always a good thing. Then Project Melody started coming. That was a whole drama Project Melody, and then Cam Girls just really not being happy that they put their bodies out there, and then this 2D girl or into a 3D gear, it was just literally being the most watched cam girl on Chatterbait, and yeah. Am I gonna get banned for that? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that name on Twitch or YouTube. Am I gonna get I mean, I'm not monetized, but I don't want to get demonetized. You know. Yeah. So when Project Manatee was blowing up with the whole drama, I was like, I don't get why you guys are hitting on an anime girl. If you're just so you know, this was like quite a while ago. That was like pre-COVID, a few years before COVID, like 4 years, maybe 4 years before COVID. So um yeah, I was maybe 18. I was 18 maybe back then. We're not gonna talk about it if I was younger than that. Yeah, so I was kind of just wondering why they were so angry that 2D girl was eating them. I was just like, come on, you just be better. Like maybe because your content just isn't that great. Then I mean, you say what you will. Content is content, no matter what, whether it's adult content or like gaming content or entertainment content. Like everything's so entertainment. So like whether it's like cooking content, like it doesn't matter. Content is content. And they were just salty that they were losing because they risked it all and still lost. So yeah, there was that whole drama that I wasn't part of course. I was kind of on the outside, like really, really far on the outside looking in. And I was just wondering, so weird. I was like, okay, that happened. And then sooner or later, uh Vishojo was announced, and I remember the whole shitstorm about that one. They were like, "Oh my god, 2D girls, Western? Oh my god, what a bunch of weebs! Who's gonna watch this? Look where they are now." Iron Mouse is the most subbed Twitch streamer on Twitch. So yeah, jokes on them. Yeah, that happened. And even I was like, "Oh, what is this? Is this more Kizuna Ai people?" And just like, okay, interesting. Not into it. Whatever. Don't care. Do what you will. I was literally on the other side of the internet. Was not at all in that sphere. Continued watching my flash tubers like Joey and Connor. What was I watching at that time? The PewDiePie was still a thing, apparently. Well, phasing out, but still a thing. What else was I watching? Honestly, I don't remember because I've watched so much VTubers over the past half of a decade that I don't know who I watched before then. I'm not even joking. Who did I watch? I mean, Papa Frank wasn't around anymore. I was probably watching like a lot of college humor stuff and like animation stuff. Like, oh no, I think I was just watching like a lot of anime. Like a lot of my anime knowledge is probably from that era. Like the 2010s. like I have the most amount of knowledge from that era. I mean, I have knowledge of before that because I'm a Macross fan, but it's only because I like the franchise, so I watch previous stuff. But yeah, I think that 2010s or late 2010s is a lot of my knowledge on anime, and but I've also watched like True Blue and everything. So anyway, skid around. Okay, so yeah, Bishoujo came out. Wasn't on that side of the internet. Didn't really care. Ignored its existence. Just knew it existed. Um, yeah, and then what happened after that was COVID. I think the next like impactful thing about VTubers I could remember was COVID. Was it COVID? I think it was COVID. And then I saw an ad. Sorry. Before that, I realized I found out Project Melody was in Vishojo, and I was just like, oh, huh, you guys have a cam girl? Are you guys like R18? Or just like, okay, strange. I guess it's a adult thing. I was like, alright, okay, like sure, because like I didn't really look into it. I wasn't gonna read about it because I wasn't on that side of the internet, wasn't in the fandom, didn't really care. I had seen some of Mel stuff before. I definitely thought the tech was really really cool. I'm a very techie person, so when I see something like interesting in tech wise, I'm enamored by it, right? So like her doing her stuff with like the gear she was doing at the time was like, whoa, how much did this cost? You know, like how did you get all of this set up? And like this is like VR before VR really really took off, right? Like VR was a thing, but this was like VR whole level. Like you are the VR. I was like, yo, that's super cool. So I watched some of her stuff, like I was like, okay, kind of hot, but like, how did you get this set? Because I didn't know about her past life or anything about it, but not knowing about her past life, it's like, okay, she probably had some money lying around, probably not a lot, right? Because she like well, wasn't known everywhere, but she definitely had some money lying around, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. You know that essentially what was an indie could create content like this, and it was so different because no one else did it, right? Even when she first came out, no one else did it. So well, when she first came out, no one else did it, so it was like super cool. It was like, can you like, I don't know how to put it into words. Now VR and like 3D tracking, just like everyone can do this. You don't need a mocap suit. You have like people with the valve index, you know, just like 8-point tracking or like whatever. Like that's such a common thing now. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's such a common technology now. Back then, you probably needed like an actual mocap suit, so or like things that weren't valve index. I don't really know whether valve index was around at the time, but yeah, it definitely wasn't a thing, and I think that was part of the reason why I kind of sided with Mel during the whole drama, because like I say sided, but I never really publicly spoke about it. Oh, I think I did. I think I retweeted something on Twitter a long time ago. Something like, imagine losing to a 3D anime girl. Oh, sorry. Imagine being salty that you lost to a 3D anime girl because they're just better, because they make better content than you. Like, I think that was something I tweeted or something. I'm not gonna dig about it. I'm not gonna dig through my old Twitter world for it. Like that's super old. Uh, yeah. Uh, yeah. So it was like really. It was definitely like something you did not see normally. Like hentai was around, but this wasn't hentai. It was a real person like doing it in a 3D avatar. It's like, yo, in real time. Holy, that's super fucking cool. Like just tech wise. At that time, to be able to do that, it wasn't cheap. It's not cheap now, but back then it definitely wasn't cheap. And it wasn't like it you wouldn't think about doing it. I'm sure someone out there has probably done it before her, but you just wouldn't think about it, right? It's not something like, oh yeah, okay, because you associate non-treat, not non-flesh stuff with animation and like hentai, and then like you would associate everything else to like IRL adult stuff. This was basically the combination of the both in real time. I was just like, yo, that is so fucking cool. Okay, so essentially, I really like that, and I found out Mel was running shoujo, and I was like, okay, how does this work? You know what? Whatever, don't care. This is probably for like the super weebs out there, or like weirdos or something like that. I don't think I don't think my thought process was weirdos. I think I was like, huh, V shoujo, Mel's in there. How does that work? Okay, cool, that exists. And then that just left my mind. So like COVID hit, right? And then Hololive announced Myth, right, which is Hololive English. I was just like, okay, is this more Kizuna I? And like I was like, then people were like, oh, it's a VTuber. I was like, what the fuck's a VTuber? I was like, okay, so it's just people who don't use it. So it's like Kizuna I. I was like, okay. And to be frank, I understood what a VTuber was, not just because of Kizuna I, but because I was a I still am a really big Hatsune Miku fan, and I've been to Hatsune Miku concerts, which is essentially synthesized voice with a 3D model. And I still don't know today if there was someone had to do the choreography for it, right? Either whether it's 3D tracked or someone had to animate the choreography, whatever. Basically, I understood it because I'm such a big fan of a person who doesn't exist, of a basically of a character, like anime, right? So I was like, okay, I get it. This is just like a step up. There's an actual person playing a character behind it. I was like, so this is a streamer, but 2D. Cool. And that's how I understood it. That's what to me that's what Kizuna I was. It's like, okay, I get it. And you're gonna hear Kizuna I a lot because Kizuna I is one of the forerunners of the VTubing sphere at the time. Like she was she was basically the face of it. Like maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Hololive JP was already there and they were already big, but I think Kizuna I was definitely more known in the international audience. To my knowledge, at least on my time on the internet, when I was when I was definitely it, trying figuring my way through the internet, that's what I saw. And so, Myth release, I was just like, okay, cool. And then never watched a single one of them. Didn't even watch their debut, honestly. Uh, did I watch? No, I think I did watch that debut. I watched Kelly's, Ina's, Kiara's, and Gura's, and Ame's. Yeah, so I watched all of Myth. Okay, so I watched all of Myth's debut, like maybe just a little bit, kind of just understood like, oh yeah, okay, this really is there anything interesting, like anything on like Mel's level of like 3D or all that. I was like, okay, no, I don't really have it. Okay, whatever. Like no wasn't sub, then wasn't like anything. Just I was like, oh, okay, this exists. They're doing this. Cool, whatever. Bye. And then kind of just ignored the whole VTuber sphere until like Maury Calliope appeared on Trash Taste because, as you know, as I said, I'm a fan of Joey the Anime Man, and I've been a fan of him for a decade now. Like, oh my god, I was 15. Joey was in his. Joey was 20. Joey's literally. I'm older than Joey. Than when I first started following Joey. Like, geez. Okay. Yeah. And I was a really big fan of it. I still have a DS that he signed, and I subbed on his Patreon for like super long, and I'm still subbed on his Patreon. I'm just not one of the highest tier anymore. I used to be one of the highest tier for years. Now I'm just like in the middle because Joey doesn't use Patreon enough for me to justify spending that kind of money. Um, so yeah, and I sort of just was like, okay, wait a minute, isn't this person that Hololive thing, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, they seem like a really interesting person. Why does that voice sound familiar? And I'm really into like indie music, so let me preface that. Why? Because I like music like Felt, I like music like Void, so which is why I was also super really drawn to like Dota players like Eternal Envy because we share the same music taste. Like I really love EE's music taste because I like the same bands. You know, I like Toho. You know, Toho's and fuck Toho's and music. You know, like Beat Mario, not anymore, but Beat Mario was indie back then. Still indie, but like I like underground music, and it was like super cool. And so like I had followed DDK for a while, and then I realized, oh my god, Mori Calliope is redacted, and yeah, and I was like, oh my god, I know who this person is. No fucking way, they became a VTuber, yo. And then like I looked at the traction they were getting on their account. I was just like, oh my god, they're like blowing up, and this is the music they're making under this. Like, oh my god, this is good. The music is good. They are good. I mean, their previous music was good, but this is good. You know, like I didn't expect that from like essentially people I assume to be other forms of Kizuna Ai or like essentially VTubers. And I was just like, oh my god, holy fuck, like there's real people behind it, but like the people behind it are like talented. It's like okay, and I was like, all right, wow. And then that was a realization I had to like go further. So I was like, okay, they were super interesting and trash taste, and I kind of figure out who they were. Like, of course, at the time, it's very, very frowned upon. To me, it kind of still is, right? Don't dox the VTuber. But essentially, I was like, okay, I 99.9% kind of know who this is, but I can't guarantee because they would, to guarantee, you would need the person themselves to say it. But they can't because NDA, they would get sued out of the goddamn, you know, yeah. Well, basically, plausible deniability. But we know. We know that we don't know, but we know. And the thing is, I was like, okay, you know what? There's amazing person behind this. I'll give it I'll give it some research. Went to watch the channel, watch some Mori. I was like, okay. And then the YouTube algorithm screwed me. It utterly destroyed my algorithm by clicking on that one VTuber. By searching Mori Calliope Hololive, it destroyed my algorithm for the rest of time, and I am still feeling its effects now 5 years later. My timeline is flooded with VTubers from that day on, and I was like, okay, I know who these are. These are myth. I watched the debuts. Okay, so this is the type of content Mori makes. Mori's that's this musician and everything, and Ami was like this sort of this gremlin type of character. I wasn't really associated with gremlin type of character back then, but Ami was just okay, more kind of like a 2D Flash tuber. And then Gura was this memester, and Gura was growing so fast. And I was like, why the fuck is Gura growing so fast? And then like I saw clips and I watched some streams. I was like, I know why she's growing so fast. She's clippable. She's it was the start of short form content like clips, right? And I was like, okay, you get to see all these fucking funny, amazing moments. And like they would stream like maybe 4, 6 hours, and then you would have dozens and dozens of clips. And it's like so you to have dozens of clips in 4 to 6 hours, they were definitely funny, right? You're funny, you're interesting, and Ngura knew how to market herself. She played into it so well, and she's such a good content creator. She has a knack for content creating. Of course, now most people know who her PL is. Like obviously, oh my god, the whole ooh girl and then okay boomer. Like You know, that took the internet by storm before VTubers were even a thing. Now she's a 2D anime girl with corporate money. There is no stopping her. And you know what? Nothing stopped her. She's at 4 million subs now. She is the most subbed VTuber. Insane. She's like her generation, but she's equal to two members. Yes, she's a retired streamer now, but you know, Gura then was a hustler, memester, absolute content genius. And Ina was like, I love art. I innately love art because I grew up doing it and I can respect artists a lot. Like, I admire artists and I sort of love watching someone's thought process and designing art, drawing, and see what type of shapes they look for, posture, uh, body form, and like details that the artists themselves like to take note more of or go into more detail of. And I was just genuinely drawn towards Ina's content because I like puns. I mean, let's be honest here, we don't like the joke. Well, the joke's overdone, but these nuts is a pun. It's used in a lot of puns like dragon, these nuts. You know, enough. It's essentially a pun, and I like puns. She's a punster. Love it. That's already a checkbox. She does art, another checkbox. Amazing art, another checkbox. I love her voice, another checkbox. Right? Purple, not my favorite color. Second favorite color. Checkbox. Louis Vuitton tentacles. Checkbox. You know why? Because at the time, I wanted to start a fashion business. And I'll say it now, I'm not the most original person, but I did like the way Louis Vuitton put the LV all over their bag. You know, horrible as it is now and super like 90s, early 2000s design. I loved it. And so I love the tentacles. And just a type of like calm content. She wasn't like Gura. She wasn't like some content genius that was like super constantly hilarious, constantly witty, constantly like trying to take the next best thing to make you laugh. And like they would succeed. Like Gura would succeed and make you laugh because it's Gura. Gura's hilarious. And like she's not Cali, she's not like that high energy octane. I wouldn't say high energy octane, but she's not like super whoa, like kind of thing. Um and trying to be cool. I was just like she's calm. Like I was just drawn to it. And I liked it. I like the calmness of her streams and I would just watch it constantly. Like it just be on the background playing, watching video after video, stream after stream after stream, like every time. And my sleep schedule is degenerate, right? And Ina streams at 7 a.m. my time, which is my degenerate, horrible degenerate hours. And I just watch more of her streams even now. I don't get to watch a lot now because I have things to do and like I don't stay up to 7 a.m. anymore. But even by 7 a.m. I'm like, I just want to sleep, man. You know? I was like, yeah, okay. Hours fit, content fits, everything fits. I like it. And like I love the takodachis. Like the fan base was, I don't want to say wholesome, but they were, right? We were like a bunch of jokesters, really. Just a bunch of jokesters. And it's hilarious. And then like the fourth war and everything happened. Then, takodachis came a little bit horny. I say a little bit. Takodachis let out their horny. So, whatever. honestly, innately, I feel with them. Like, I don't really identify with any specific gender, but I'm definitely more male presenting IRL, and I definitely uh have more male hormones, so I can relate to takodachi horniness. I just don't publicly talk about it because I think my own sex drive and sex life is personal, so I don't talk about these things. So I never really publicly followed the takodachis in doing it, but no, I get it. And yeah, that was a whole thing. And since there, I kind of found my place in myth and Ina in Hall Life. I was like, okay. And then my timeline, because it's so flooded, I got recommended Fubuki playing Apex of all things. It was during one of the VTuber Apex tournaments. She was paired up with Roboko and this other girl, Kurumi Noah. I think it's Kurumi Noah. I still follow Kurumi Noah. She's super amazing, amazing FPS player. I paired up with Kurumi Noah and that Apex tournament. I was like, oh. At that time, I was playing some Valorant with my friends, and a lot of them ditched it for Apex. But I was like, I don't want to ditch for Apex. No, no, no. This is the better game, man. This is the better game. I'm not gonna play Apex. And I saw Fubuki play Apex, and I was like, okay, cool. And I saw the memes about Fubuki. I saw what type of content creator Fubuki was. Kind of watched more of the streams and the dynamics. I was just like, oh my god, Fubuki's so cute. She's so wholesome. She's funny. She's talented. And I was like, oh my god, the streams are entertaining. I can't understand a lick of Japanese, just so you know. 日本語意味わかんない。日本語わからないか。And, so, but I still found it entertaining. So I was like, oh, that's super cool. And then like I got to know Roboko, and Roboko is my Japan Oshi. She's my Japanese, she's my favorite Japanese VTuber. And I was like, okay, I like Roboco's voice. Roboco's voice is amazing. And I saw like the whole room tour. I was just like, oh my god, it's so cute, so cool. Oh my god, a cat. I was like, yeah, I got drawn in there. I was like, okay, I found my JP Oshi. Ina is my Kami Oshi, but this is my JP Oshi for sure. I love Roboco's voice. I love the type of content they put out. I love their music, especially her that uh something. Oh my darling, do 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 MMD. Yeah, I really liked that. I thought it was like super cool, super cute. Um, then so watching those two play Apex together made me want to try Apex, and that was kind of how I started playing Apex, because I saw Fubuki play Apex, and then I was like, yo, her playing Mirage is super cool. And then I like a challenge, right? And I kind of looked online. I was like, Mirage is hard to play. Just like, you know what? You say it's hard to play. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna be good at it. And so I booted up Apex for the first time. Never played a single goddamn game. Went to the Apex store, bought Apex coins, bought the Legend Mirage, queued up into game, started playing Apex. Till this day, I play Apex. I haven't played recently because no one's to play with. Apex has become sort of a game I want to play with my friends rather than solo queue anymore. My highest rank is Diamond, so I'm definitely about top 30%, maybe top 20 to 10% of the game, right? So I enjoy my time in Apex. Had fun. Thank you, Fubuki. You made me play Apex. I have 2,000 hours in that game. I spent $1,000 on Halums. Like I think it's about $1,000 on Halums and packs, maybe slightly more. And yeah, and slowly there it just began to spiral, and then from there I saw like, oh, that's I did more research about it, because like I'm passionate, and now I like it, right? I know I like it, and I was like, okay, let's do more research into like what VTubers are, why they came about, what's all this. Like, okay, I found out history about Hololive, like, oh, how Sora started with Acha, and how Yago took a risk, and like it sort of just spiraled from there. And I understand the whole history there. And then I'm like, oh, that's a different company. And then I was like, damn, there's like so many. Before that, I was like, damn, there's so many female VTubers. Where's all the guy VTubers? And I was like, oh, there's Hollow Stars. Okay. Oh, these are the wait. Are they Hollow Stars, not Hollow Live? Then I like the distinction. Life is girls, stars is guys, right? Okay, whatever. And I was like, oh, Roberu. I don't understand a single thing this guy's saying, but I like his voice. Roberu Nightmare, hilarious. Roberu, you're funny as hell. Oh, your clippers that translated. Bless you. I love Roberu because you translate the clips, and I started watching his live streams, even though I understand not a single thing. His bar talks are the best. Yeah, and then from there I was just like, damn, okay, but damn, the guys aren't doing like the girls' numbers. So I was like, okay, this obviously this makes sense because the internet is probably predominantly has more male people on it on this side of the internet more than females, obviously. I was like, okay, so I guess the girls will be more popular. No, obviously. Then I started doing more research about guy VTubers, and I was like, oh wait, the biggest guy then at that time Coco was just about to start graduating and all that. Plus minus, like she hasn't announced her graduation, but she was getting there, like maybe 6 months off. And I was like, okay, what's going on? The people talking like, oh, Coco is like the one of the most super chatted YouTubers. Just like, what? You mean VTubers? And I was like, no. Oh my gosh, she's the most super chatted YouTube channel. I was like, okay, who are all these people? I was like, Lucier. It's like, oh my god, Hololive, Hololive, Hololive. Damn, people really like 2D anime girls. I mean, I knew that, but like, oh wow, people really like 2D anime girls. I was like, wait, this is not whole life. Who is this Niji Sanji? And like, who is that? I click on it, it's a guy. Just like, oh my god, a guy is in the top 10? Kuzuha? I was like, Kuzuha? I don't know the top 10 or top 30. But I was like, Kuzuha? Oh, what is this Niji Sanji? Black company. But basically. Hold on, let me get water. Talk for an hour. Drinking water. All good for. Okay, so I was like, okay, what is this Niji Sanji? And I was like, oh, Niji Sanji is releasing an English branch. What is this? Last Light. And they had their it's like announcing this debut. It's oh, okay. More VTubers? So I saw a look through the Niji Sanji roster. I was just like, okay, there's a lot of Japanese. I don't get a single one. Interesting. Damn, their roster is huge. Damn, they're a major company. Okay, cool. Maybe something to get into. Then like Myth, then like Lazulite debuted, and I was just like, oh my god, Alira's so funny. Finana is yabai, not yet, but like kind of, it's getting there. And then like, I was like, oh my god, I love this stupid fucking fairy. This fairy's such a fucking idiot. It's so dumb. She's so quirky. I'm just like, oh my god, this stupid fairy. Like, I love Pomu. Pomu is my Oshi, right? No, Pomu is one of my Oshi, definitely. If it were not for Ina, Pomu would be my Kamiyoshi. Easily. Fucking easily. 100%. If not for Ina, Pomu would be my Kamiyoshi. Easy. It's like, she's almost there. She's almost there. I'm just a loyal taco. Right? Because without that, wouldn't be in the VTuber sphere. Would not have found my place. I would not have continued digging myself this Grand Canyon that I'm in. And like from there, like I thought knowing Pomu and like just like understanding the content they were doing, I was like, oh, so there's things outside Hololive, and like also things outside Hololive are like super amazing, and like, oh, these are all corporate VTubers. Okay, that's not understood. It's just like, wait, it wasn't like that thing called V Shoujo? So I was like, okay. When I went check that, I was just like, oh my god, Mel streams on Twitch. What? I mean, not that one other site, just like Twitch. Just like, oh, okay, this thing. Can watch a bit. It's like, okay, yep, it's Mel. This is just Mel without the corn. Mel is definitely interesting. Like yeah, so yeah, Mel Mel is one of my favorite indies. Okay, that's not true. Vishoujo is corporal, but most of Vishoujo is technically indie. Zen could go indie. Iron Mouse was indie. Patrick Mel is indie. Haruka was indie. Giga was indie. Kuro was Michi was Nina was you know. Sorry, not Nina. Oh my god. Matara Khan was mom. Who else am I missing? Vei Silverbill was technically indie. Nanners is indie. Fruit was indie. And also they're basically all indie. Just conglomerate. It's a clique. Like, unfortunately, it's true. It is a clique, right? Zen is the biggest one pushing for it not to be a clique, but it is a clique. But I don't care. As long as the content is good and they are good people, I don't care whether it's a clique or not. You know, everyone, there are cliques in real life too. That's just how life is. You know, people like to be around like-minded people because you don't want. Why do you want problem? Always, what's wrong with you? And like so, uh, from there I was like, okay, what else is what else is out there? I was like, then like Bao came over my timeline, and I was like, who the hell is this? Bao was wholesome then, just so you know. Bao was like a genuine wholesome character. Not like she is now. But Bao was very wholesome, and I loved their music because I realized they were Hikaru station. I was like, oh, the other one who sang that Bishonen song. The one that went like, hey pretty boy. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I know. And that song. I really like that song. And yeah, I found out they were. Oh my god, this person is Bao. Yo, cool. Because I looked at Bao's Twitter and it said Hikaru Station. I was just like, wait a minute. I know who this is. I was like, okay, cool. And I watched a lot of Bao. And I was like, when Bao was wholesome. I don't watch a lot of Bao now because I'm not super into super yabai streamers. I respect content. I respect the hustle, and if that's who you are, so be it. I don't care, right? Be happy. Just don't be a problem, right? Be a decent person. Doesn't matter what type of content you put out. Go be as yaba as you want. Go be as happy as you want. I just stopped watching, but I'm still a fan of Bao. I still love their music. I still love Citrus things like Citrus Love, like and like Numi is definitely leans into like the girl failure sexuality like moans on the mic kind of people, like a meme like kind of thing. And I mean they blew up also because of CPR, so their cover of CPR, so you know that is not to trivialize the fact that Numi is one of my favorite music artists. I love their music. Like I think one of their songs called Plants makes me cry sometimes. Especially I think I don't remember whether the song Plants or one more, but it's the ending lyrics like the ending lyric was "Goodbye, my good friend." That hurt me, man. That hurt me. That made me feel things. And I love music that makes me feel things, and I love Numi's music. She's amazing. I hope she keeps making music. If she came out with physical CDs, I would buy them. Right. So I don't care about like hypersexual VTubers. Like even though they don't make, like I say hypersexual, I don't mean content. People like Mel or Fifi or Cottontail who have who make actual adult content. I mean like, you know, the whole moan into mic, like, oh my god, I'm horny for this character kind of thing. I get it. Degen behavior sells, sure. Not really for me. I mean, my Kamiyoshi is Ina, so you know, I'm really just not for that content, right? I'm not against that content. I'm just not the top fan of content like that. Like I'm not. I would say I'm not a fan. I'm just not the top fan of it. You know, it's not something I want to consume constantly. It's why Pomu drew, because Pomu's so picky about it. Pomu's like, oh my god, snake. Like, yeah, snake probably makes her horny. But yeah, and just from there, I sort of like explored more of the indie side. I found Juniper when she was 200 viewers, maybe 300. I even shared it to my friend group, and they're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I'm just like, "You wouldn't understand." And guess what? Now they know who she is. Just like, yeah, but she made the right connections, and she's so fucking amazing. You know why I found Juniper amazing? Why I was so enamored by her is because she designed, rigged her own model. I was like, I did not know someone could do that. That how you so talented to make such an amazing model, and then also learn how to rig it. Like I saw what rigging took. It's insane. I look at all the nonsense that you have to learn, and my brain hurt. If it could explode in that moment, it would. And I was like, okay, this person's insane. And not only are they just good, right? Are they just talented, or uh, or they have the talent and they have the skill. They're skillful in doing all of these things. Like 2 months later, she comes up with another model, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you did that yourself while streaming? And then that's not the worst part. That was the first time I've seen someone make another model outside of the one they already had. I was like, all right, okay, you're crazy, but you're so talented. That's cool, you know? Okay, I get it. You know what? Yeah, convenient. You are your own artist and rigger. You want to make a new design. You want to try out different outfits. You do it yourself. Amazing. Big brain. Guess what? 2 months later, she came up with another model. And I was just like, okay, what are you doing to yourself? What's going on? And as of course, as I consumed more of Juniper's content over like the 6 months, I was just like, oh, she's a workaholic. She's Mori. She's a workaholic. She does nothing but work. I was just like, okay, okay, and like I love like the tomboyish aura and girl failure she gives off, and I was like, okay. Like her design was just interesting. Like she was like a creature, right? Bao's a whale, but like Bao looks like a person, right? Bao is a Bao looks like a human. Juniper looks like a bug. Juniper looks like a human looking bug. She looks more like a bug. And like I don't know what's the word for it. Like there's a word that people say that when you turn non-human characters into looking like humans. I forgot that, but she's that, but kept a lot of the bug traces. And then she had the weird monster model where she turned into this creepy crawly thing with red fangs and like the whole chat interaction of like breaking out and then eating interns. Just that whole thing. I was like, you did that all yourself. That you are crazy. You are a workaholic. You are skillful. You have drive, and you are doing it. And I am here for your journey because that is fucking insane. And I was and I'm all for it, right? And I'm such a big fan of people who have such drive. Like I'm just drawn to it because sometimes I don't have that in life and in my life, and just to see people do it drives me. And so I would say I worship Juniper, but I'm of such a big fan of her because she's doing it, she is on that grind set mindset, and she is pushing out amazing shit, like amazing. And I'm here for it, definitely. So I was like, yeah, okay. That's another fucking amazing person. Not to say like, oh my god, another amazing person. Like no, but like that's another fucking superhuman who is a VTuber. Like what the fuck? Like how are all of you so fucking amazing? What's going on? Like look at me. I'm Bobo content creator. I'm not even a content creator. I hardly even tweet, which is really not good for my marketing. But you know, these people are they know and they're crazy and they're good. They're superhuman. Superhuman, that fucking Korean K-pop song. But you know, like what the fuck? Another one. Another superhuman. Why are there so many of you? Why are all of you VTubers? Is it something that superhumans just do? They just become VTubers? Like, okay. And then from there, it spiraled even more. I was like, okay, who the hell is Pippa Pipkin and why are people shitting on her? And I was like, oh, she's just funny. She just unhinged. She says some unhinged shit. She says some of the most unhinged schizo ranting shit. And that's before I even knew the word schizo rant. We were just like this person is unhinged and that's funny. I'll watch. Because we all need some unhinged in my life. And I'll be damned if I'm not gonna get my unhingedness from a 2D bunny girl on the internet screaming. I was like, that's how I found out about Face Connect. And then I found out about Sheena. And then I realized another artist, cool. And I realized, yeah, my Oshi is Ina. I was just like, oh my god, she's one of us. She's a Tokudachi. Instant sub. Instantly, you are now my phase Oshi. Sheena instantly became my phase Oshi. Mima is amazing. My Kani Oshi, Rabs. And yeah, like I can keep going. I can keep going into detail, but we shall move on because Sheena is amazing. Watch her. I'm an Amano Sheena. And she's getting into Pokemon now, which is bless. I live in the timeline where Mima's getting into Pokemon, and after selling her Yu-Gi-Oh collection, we live in the best timeline. The best I have. I am blessed in this timeline. And so, I realized about Phase, and then slowly it trickled into more indies like I remember what the indies I follow because I follow a lot of indies, but I literally can't name one right now. And the one indie I named, which is Juniper, is now mainstream, so it's hard to explain indie in the right sense because most people know Junie as she is now than she was then. Not that that was a bad thing. I'm all for it. Get that fucking bag, and I want them to. I want them to go up and be famous, but like I can't make the right example right now. Um, what is? I mean, just look at my Twitter followers. Give me Twitter followers. Uh, I'm sure somewhere I'll find one. Uh, who is that water? Who is that water VTuber? I don't remember what's the name. I think they graduated, but he said yeah, that was a water VTuber. I don't remember, but I think they reincarnated. I don't quite remember who. They definitely reincarnated. They definitely reincarnated. I just don't remember who. Um. I don't. I can't name one. I can't. This is not good. It's not looking good for me. I can't name an indie VTuber off the head of my head. Because I can't even say made mint because I technically didn't know made mint back then. Well, that's not true. I didn't know who made mint was. I just never watched their content until Pomo graduated. I realized they're the same. Well, actually, when I started watching Pomo, I realized who they were, but you know, I didn't watch Made Mint until after because there's no reason. I want to say Blue Nami, but Bao kind of exposed Blue Nami to the world, so I don't know if she can really show. Okay, Blue Nami's stream numbers are definitely indie, right? Oh, okay. Um, I don't know one that was indie then that hasn't blown up, but now I would say Leah Kitties. Leah Kitties is Leah Kitties, Tia, Buniiko. They're all indies today. They're all small VTubers. They're all fucking talented, fucking amazing, fucking skillful, fucking funny, fucking wholesome, fucking inclusive. Love them all. They're all amazing. Like that's like I say, I'm into the indie VTubers. I like them. I think they're cool. I think they're amazing. I want everyone to succeed and want to get bigger. And yeah, I like them. You know, they're interesting. And as someone who can speak another language called Indonesian, I was super drawn to Whole Life ID, which is Muna is my favorite. It's Muna. Um, what else? I think there's a lot. Like I could keep going. I found out about Reverie, then Reverie did a whole bunch of dumb shit, and then Reverie disappeared, and then now Reverie is back, and then my Oshi in Reverie is Furry Ferntail, my 13th fursuit furry VTuber that is on a fucking hiatus. God knows what's going on. Someone link me her fucking past life because I don't know what her past life is. I want my I want my furry VTuber back. All right. Ophelia disappeared, and that was super sad. But Ophelia has reincarnated. I can't keep track of every single one of them. Cherry Lupina also graduated. I need to go and find out where the hell they went. Vivari is a fucking garbage company. Close down, please. Just fucking let your talent keep their stuff. I want to say Rin Penrose because technically I was watching Rin Penrose just as they were blowing up. Like their shorts were definitely already appearing on my timeline, but they have not people weren't talking about her yet. So the algorithm was already pushing her. So yeah. The I was about to say Delutaya, but Delutaya didn't exist until after who you know who. Chronochu is indies that I follow. Cinder is technically indie. Oh, okay, I know an indie back then. LXOX. I was following L for the past 3 years, maybe 4. You know how I am definitely an OGL fan. You know why? Because when I first found out about them, I don't even know whether it was on Twitter or Instagram. I literally do not know. I'm not even joking. I don't know. But what I can tell you is when I started following them and I found out about them, this wasn't their model, and this is 2.0. I wasn't even following them during the 1.0. It was before that. I was following them when they had like a dual model. I think I never seen the second model, but they supposedly had a dual model setup that was like super like what is that deadly cute Japanese aesthetic where the girls look like they're Menhera as hell, and like the whole like weird bandage like those cute bandages on your arms, and like the angel wings with like a little bit of like this goth Lolita aesthetic, but it's like a whole bunch of like Menhera self-harm kind of edgy Japanese cutesy aesthetic kind of thing, like a whole bunch of it blended in together. And it's like I don't remember, was it like a bunny girl or a feather? Look, it's been a while, and honestly, it's been a minute. It's been a fucking minute since they used that. And yeah, another reason is because I have the fucking founder badge on L's channel, so I've been around. I may not watch them every single fucking time, but goddamn, am I happy they're blowing up and they met their Oshi Melody, which is also my Oshi. So, oh my god, my worlds are colliding. Yes, they're in the same they're in the same industries in both ends. So, oh my god, they're colliding. Let's fucking go. You know, I'm just happy. I'm just happy that L blew up. I'm so fucking happy. And I'm so proud to watch their progress. Like, I might not watch every stream, but I've watched their progress from some 10, 10, 10, 10, 15 viewer Andy to where they are now. I'm proud. They're amazing. Yeah. Um, I'm just proud. You know, I was there at the beginning and I was there at the end. Well, I was there kind of in the beginning and I'm here. I'm here as they're peaking. Not even peaking, as they're on the rise. They're gonna rise higher. Watch it. They're gonna become some 4 or 5,000 viewer Andy. Okay, maybe just be honest. I think they're at least gonna be a 2,000 viewer Andy. I know it. And then we'll see from there. And because Mel doesn't pull in giant numbers all the time either. Yeah, so that was definitely an indie then that I know of. That is in indie now that not everyone knows about, but I think people can definitely agree she's an indie. Like the indie in the sense that she isn't the most mainstream VTuber. She's not the faces of the indie VTubers, but she's there and she encapsulates what it means very very well. Small indie essentially is what I mean. And I remember coming across that VTuber called Kaori Lupin. I couldn't tell whether it was a joke or not a joke that they were like super Christian Catholic, one of them. And then I realized that's not a joke. That's like that 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 is that's not their that's not their personality, but that is just who they are. I was like, okay, respect. I respect that. And yeah, that's only one of them. Um I mean I know Cottontail because of adult stuff. Um who else? Uh a Fallen Shadow, right? How I found out about Fallen Shadow was I think I saw the ban request and then it was like the guy spammed the N-word and then I think the clip was like the most unhinged ban request. And I was like, he spammed the N word. Oh no, he said I hate black people or something like that. And then Shonda was reading it, and then his unbanned request was sorry, I was off my meds. Sorry, I was off my meds. No way. Just like it's like, oh, that was hilarious. Just that's crazy. I think I started following Shondo ever since then. Another one I found early on when I was still digging my VTuber hole, when it was still a hole, right? Like this was definitely still the early days of VTubing. I found like maybe VTubing had only been around for less than a year, right? It is literally less than a year because this was the spiral right after Lazulite. Sorry, before the VTuber boom. Like so okay, easier to put it is uh less than a year since COVID started. Yes, I think that's the best way to put it. Less than a year since COVID started. So I found fill-in, and the first video I found of fill-in was they were doing this collab with like this other creator or like their friend or something who was like maybe Spanish or Mexican, one of them, and then they were basically yellow Fillion and then normal Fillion, and then they were like collaborating, doing skits in this VR room, and then Fillion was doing broken Spanish, and then the friend was doing Spanish. That was like really fucking hilarious. Like that was the first video I watched, and I was like, oh my god, this person is funny as hell. Like I laughed so hard. And I was like, all right, I'm following this VTuber. This video is fucking hilarious. And then look where they are now. Like they hosted the VTuber Awards. Oh my god, like bro, like bruh, Fillion has come a long way. I'm definitely not the most OG Fillion VTuber fan for sure. I think when I started following, they were already blowing up. I think they were at maybe 100,000 subs, maybe slightly less, maybe slightly more, something like that. So I'm definitely not one of the OGs, but like that means anything. A fan's a fan, right? But you know, just say like in the timeline of where I started finding my way through the whole VTuber crowd was like kind of there, and then yeah, and I've like found Fifi. Didn't really, I till now I don't really watch a lot of Fifi, but I know they exist, and like you know, wishing them the best. Um, just going through the whole VTuber craze. Then I came across Onigiri once on Twitch because I saw this because I'm a VTuber fan, so of course the algorithm pushes VTubers on me, right? Like obviously. So I saw this VTuber doing cooking, and I was like, I really like how the model links up with like the hands, right? Because her hands would look like they were coming out of a model, but obviously it's not. It's just a green screen or green suit, and then you know colored through OBS, that, and then uh yeah, that was a thing. This and I was like, okay, that's really innovative, really cool. And then I don't know what mood I was in. I didn't follow them. I just like, okay, when to go watch my normal streamers, and I forgot about them. And then one day I saw like this article. No, it wasn't this article. I saw the people talking about it on Twitter or something. Like this VTuber was like super amazing. This is a cooking VTuber never seen before with such amazing 3D quality. Their model looks like they're coming out of their hands. I think this was like maybe 6 months after I found it. No, less than that. Maybe 3 months after finding Onigiri. And then I was like, wait a minute, I know who the fuck. I saw their stream once. Like, yo, hey, they're doing well. That's good to know. Oh yeah, props, man. Fucking talent be showing. Talented VTubers be showing. Oh, so Chibi's also a fucking Chibi's are definitely an indie. Ryu Gui was an indie. The whole drama behind it was a whole different thing. What else? I don't remember anymore. There's a lot. Let's be honest here. There's a lot. There is a lot. Yuria is another indie that I follow. That I follow for a super long, like maybe 4 years now, 4 or 5 years maybe, at least 3 years, right? At least 3 years. Right, Cyber Tia, which is just Tia, which I already said. I originally wanted them to rig my model, but then they started uni, and uni is, uni's uni. It's a lot of work. Gigi Shaigami, I originally found them through girlfriend RP videos. No, not girlfriend RP. Sleep aid audios. Right, sorry, it's such different fucking. That's a completely different genre of nonsense. I had trouble sleeping at the time, so I was listening to a lot of like rain sound sleep aids, and then sort of like just voices talking. And I saw the sleep aid audios, and I just started listening to them, and then I became a fan of like Gigi because I was like, oh, I really like their voice, and I was like, they sound Indonesian. And I was like, oh my god, they are Indonesian. You know what? Indonesia boleh. Merdeka this country. Let's go. Majulah Indonesia. I was like, all right, I'm gonna follow you closely. And then yeah, they became an indie VTuber whose community I really like following. And I do wish they blow up and wish them all the best. You know, if I had the power, I would pick a few VTubers. She would be one of them to blow up. Unihome because they were an amazing artist. Twin Tails because Who the fuck doesn't know Twin Tails? You know, Yoshino, Shoto. I never really watched a lot of Shoto, but I get the Shoto appeal, right? I get it. I definitely did not know Kason until I knew Coco. So that's that. Who else? Yeah, basically it goes down. Lena Lazar. I knew who that is because there's an article written about her. Technically Sans is a VTuber if you really want to think about it. Sans is a VTuber. Uh, what else is there? What is that I'm going to talk about? Oh yeah. So basically, I went down that rabbit hole, and that's kind of how I spiraled. Like, yeah, just you found out about indies because you know Pomu, and Last Light kind of showed me this more outside Hall Life, and then I went looking. Then it dug a really, 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 really big hole. Not even joking. It dug a really big, deep hole, and I have not been able to get out. Also, Tricky is an indie. Yeah, so it was kind of thanks to them that I am where I am now, the VTuber sphere. How I'm interested in VTubers, it is because of key people like Mori, Fubuki, Roboko, Ina, and Pomu fucking Rainpuff. Fuck you, you fairy. You went off into space. And people can make a comment all they want. Oh, but she came back as redacted. Yeah, it's not the same. It's the same thing as Matara Khan, who came back after being Gulor. It's not the same. The content is very, very similar. Like it's like 90% similar, but it's not the same, guys. Come on. It's just not. So if you tell me, oh my god, why you fucking feeling bad about it? They came back. It's like you don't get it, do you? Like whatever. No, I don't expect you to get it, but you don't have to be a fucking dick about it and like say, oh, why? They came back. Stop being a bitch. Fucking man up. Grow some thicker skin. It's just like obviously you don't get it. So just shut up because all you're doing is just being insensitive to people's feelings, right? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Fucking obviously. As someone who IRL is quite abrasive, is definitely brash. Even I know there are certain things you don't have to say. And like maybe you can say it in a joking tone, but if you keep saying the same joke thousands of times, no one wants to know. Right? No one cares. So yeah, just sometimes things aren't the same. But I'm still a very, very big Min fan. Very, 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 very big. I mean, the whole point I'm going to KL for VMuse is because I want to see Mint live. And if I wasn't a big fan, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go. And yeah, that's kind of my rant. My Zatsu on how I got into my VTuber hole and how I end up where I am now. One day I'll have a model. One day. I spend a lot investing in the shop, so one day I'll do my best marketing myself better too. Oh, another forerunner of the EN of what made EN VTubing so well known, I have to give it to Artemis VTuber. Artemis of the Blue. She is a marketing genius. She knows how to market herself, she knows how to make connections, and she knows how to be entertaining and a stream. You cannot not give props to Artemis of the Blue. You can complain that Artemis of the Blue looks like girl, like that's a whole fucking joke, but that's besides the point. Without Artemis of the Blue, we might not have VTubing as we have now. Artemis inspired a whole bunch of people. And like obviously we give props to Kizuna Ai and like a whole bunch of other people, but like come on. You have to give props to some of the fucking forerunners who were there before, who were just there doing it, right? Artemis was definitely one of them. And like I don't watch a lot of Artemis. I've never really watched a lot of Artemis, but I know of them and I know of what they did and I follow them and I understand, right? I'm someone who likes lore and like VTuber lore, like not in the sense of the character. Like I get the character lore and all that. Like I'm into that too, but like the history, right, of this is something I am passionate and I understand. I may not understand it to the deepest degree, but I definitely understand, right? And I've done enough research. And so I mean it when I say Artemis was there doing it before a lot of people. And they knew how to do it and they did it well. So Artemis of the Blue definitely props, man. Like holy. And it's definitely someone I would like to try and emulate, right? In terms of their marketing. Like they're just good. They knew it. But we're at a different world now. This is 4 years later. VTubing isn't as niche as it was then, right? Back then everyone knew everyone. Now it's like, who the fuck are you? Not in like the bad sense, but like really, who the fuck are you? Because there's so many, right? How to stand out? And it's like there's this Twitter channel who shouts out a lot of unique streams. Like I see a lot of them. I'm just like, damn, this is like so unique that you kind of have to have a skill set to be able to do this. And like I can't. I I don't. I'm a gamer. I cannot sit down, talk, play games. Right? I'm really am just that typical gamer, which so it's very hard for me to like push myself to stand out among the crowd. Even my design, right? I'm not that interesting. Like, oh my god, another VTuber with horns, probably some demonic lore. You're like, oh my god, another one. Like we had thousands of them already. Like, oh my god, some little bit of booba, not even that much booba, really. Like, oh, okay. And then, oh wow, red hair, red jacket, wears glasses, green eyes. Oh, there's probably one that already fits that too. Oh my god, alchemist. It doesn't even really look like an alchemist. We have that one too. Just like, yeah, you're not that interesting, and my content isn't that interesting. Just yeah, I contemplate not debuting for a very long time. I'm not even just streaming as a VTuber for a long time because my character is just not that unique. I don't think my streams are that unique, and I don't know how to make them unique. I get it, right? I'm not I'm not I don't have my tinfoil hat on and I don't literally and I like don't uh lie to myself about why I'm not doing well as a VTuber or being insane, insanely popular. I get it. I get it. I get what it takes. I don't know. I don't know. I would say I get what it takes. I get there's more that I have to do if I want to be something like that. And there's more to it than just being a VTuber. So yeah, you know, yeah, my rant. My throat hurts. And I never really did talk about this, but you're wondering why I obviously already said I'm more male presenting when it comes to RL. Why I'm using a female model or a more feminine model, I guess is the right word. Because Lucier has no gender. Well, Lucier technically, in the biological sense, has a gender. Lucier would be female biologically, But Lucier doesn't go by any specific pronouns. He, she, they, them. We don't care. I don't care. And I don't care either IRL. You know, the person who is Lucier, who's also not Lucier, because there's more to me than being Lucier, also don't care about pronouns. Never cared. Never will. And I realized that a long time ago, which is kind of why I decided to be like, you know what? I like fashion. I'm not very good at doing guy fashion, but I really like female fashion. Like I love the things that females wear that can look super cute. And that's just more things that a female avatar can do that a male avatar can't do. A guy who acts cute, you end up looking like Shoto, so it's either cringe or you're a femboy. A female avatar that does cute things is like that's a female avatar, you know? And I say like female avatar and feminine, it's just like I'm not trying to be like woke or anything. I think that's the easiest way to explain because biologically there's a gender, but I don't know what's the word for it. It's like not politically or something like that, but it's like just we don't really identify as anything. That's all. You know, you're free to call me whatever you want. You can call me a guy, that's fine. You can call me a girl, that's fine too. I don't care. Really. Just treat me like a human being. And yeah. Um I always did wish I had a slightly more feminine voice because I I like being cute. I like it. It makes me happy. It makes me feel good, and I don't care. I just want it. No, that's all. I'm not trying to catfish or anything. Just I just feel that way about myself. I'm not trans or anything. I don't identify as female. You know, just I don't care about these things. I just want I just want to be me, whatever me is. So yeah, that's just kind of how I spiral into becoming a VTuber. And yeah, thanks for listening to my rant. Kind of run out of things to talk about. Well, that's not true. I have a few more things we can talk about. Like honestly, we can talk about games, like all the new games that's coming out. We can talk about more political issues, like how people aren't liking Erika Ishii as the new ghost of game because Erika Ishii is, by some people's definition, a radical activist who, indeed, if you've never seen Erika Ishii before, you've never followed Erika Ishii before, and you look through her Twitter, their Twitter, you are indeed going to think that because they definitely push their beliefs very strongly. Sorry. The word push is not the right word. Voice their beliefs very strongly, and they definitely have a strong sense of self censorship in which if they don't like what you're saying, you're just going to get blocked. And honestly, that's just how it should be. I'm not saying live in an echo chamber, but you don't have to watch and listen to every single opinion someone has about you or your opinions. Like, why? You can shout into the void, and if someone shouts back, you can block out that voice. Who cares? And the people who but heard that, oh my god, she blocked me. It's like, what, you scared about Little Big Criticism? Like, no, that's literally not what block does. Just it's personal censorship. If I don't want to see it, I don't have to see it. Why? The block button is there. I don't have to see it. I don't have to care. Why do you? You know? Why do you care so much about me seeing your opinion? I don't want to see it because I don't like it. That's it. And you're like, you don't like it because you are this. Like, that's not what I said. I don't like it. because I don't like it, because we don't share the same opinion, obviously. And I don't have to surround myself with conflicting opinions. I don't have to constantly see conflicting opinions when I'm just browsing Twitter. Who cares? If I want to scream that, yeah, I support Trump, yeah, I support Biden, and then someone says, no, no, you should support this other opposition, and I block you, doesn't mean I'm right or wrong, or you're right or wrong. I just don't want to see it. That's about it. Who cares? You know? And some people don't get that. I think a lot of people don't get that. Because I was watching Smugalana and she was reacting to this video, and I agree on Smugalana with a lot of things because I think she's a very logical person. She definitely seems like a very logical person and is very based on experience and, like, of course, self experience, right? And their own life and, logic and the world around them, obviously. And I've agreed with them on a lot of things already. So far, I don't think I really found things I don't agree with. But them just saying, "Oh my God, yeah, you're such like a can't take criticism. You shouldn't surround yourself with this kind of thing." Yeah, being having this person be like the face of your game seems like really bad choice, and it's like not good for your marketing, and it's like kind of a shit decision, and like this person kind of really shouldn't be doing this, like blah 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 blah. I'm just like, no, that's like, I know in the end, Smangala did say, at the end of the day, if the game is good, why do you care? Like, it's true. At the end of the day, the game is good. Why do you care? If you told, I don't like Trump, and I think Trump has done a whole bunch of horrible shit. But if you tell me the character is in the game, who's the main character we play, has the face of Trump, and we are playing as whatever a fucking samurai, I don't care. As long as the gameplay is good, I'll play it, right? I couldn't care less what the politics behind it is. I care very much about the end product and not how the product got there. Why? Because I cannot say I cannot say I care about how the product was made instead of the end product, because I own an iPhone. And I think we joke about the iPhone being essentially Chinese child labor, but that's a joke, but also not a joke because it's kind of true, right? So can't complain about the system if you actively support the system. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And look, I have very strong opinions, obviously, which I watch a lot of Asmon. I don't agree with a lot of quite a bit of Asmon's views, but I don't hate him. Like when he talked about fruit, he's a fucking idiot. Obviously, the guy is smart, but sometimes he's so fucking dumb. Like, I don't get it. Like, he saw that, he didn't read the proper thing. He just said something that wasn't based in any factual or truth, and in the end, he had to take it down because he was wrong and he got so much shit for it. Like, obviously, so he's not infallible. He's smart. He's based in a lot of facts and like his own experience and the things he's seen. And I definitely believe when he says he has good memory, because he has been able to list things that honestly I would not be able to think off the top of my head, and he really just can do it. So I can believe that. And he's able to process information based on the bigger data because he can remember more. And a lot of the times I agree with his conclusion, but sometimes he's so fucking dumb and he says some of the dumbest shit and some of the like things that don't have enough proof behind them. And people can, you can say like, "Oh my God, how can you agree with the guy who lives like an animal?" He knows he lives like an animal. He's even said, "Don't." He's come out and said it publicly. Don't live like me. I have problems. Don't live like me. It's not good. I have problems. I'm not changing, and I don't care whether you like the way I live or not. But factually, you shouldn't live like me. And the reason I'm live like this is because I have problems. He didn't go out and say, yeah, you should live like me. This is the superior way of living. He said, this is the superior way of living for me. Because this works for his life, you know? I'm like, I don't get the hate on Asmund. You know, it's not like everything he says is like that fruit incident. If everything he said, if everything he does is constantly like the way he handled the fruit incident, where he read 2 pages of essentially a 70-page document and then gave a take on it, and that take was nowhere to even be seen in the first 2 pages, you know, then yeah, Asmund needs to shut the fuck up. But he doesn't. This is like maybe a 1 in 100 things that he does. And yes, he posts maybe 6-7 videos a day. So honestly, 1 in 100 really is quite common. But that percentage wise isn't a lot. You know, so yeah, I don't get it. You know, some of the smartest people and most factual people, logical people I can see on the internet, sometimes they aren't that fucking logical. I could say the same about my spending habits, but let's not talk about that. You know, so I was kind of, I wouldn't say I guess I was a little disappointed in like how smug Alana voiced her opinion on the Erika Ishii stuff. I I think they could have said it better. I have a feeling at the end of the day, I think for them, I have a feeling, right? I don't know for fact because I'm not them. That I think to them it's just like, yeah, I don't really care who voices the act. Like, I think for them it's like they don't care who voices the actor, who is the mocap, who is the face of the game. Just as long as they're good, that's all that matters. As long as the product is good, that's all that matters. Like, we can all say child labor is shit, but if you own an iPhone, then you know that really doesn't mean anything. So it's like at the end of the day, the product matters to most people more than anything else. And Asmon's right, you know, when Assassin's Creed come out, if the game is good, no one's gonna give a fuck about all the problems Ubisoft came up with. But we all know the game's not gonna be good. That's the thing. We know the game's not gonna be good. At least the Ghost of Yote has a chance. And I am an Erika Ishii fan. I definitely don't agree with everything they say, for sure. Hell, they they believe very strongly about a lot of things, and I'm more like I'm kind of a fence sitter. Let's be honest here. I like to be very neutral. I have some very strong opinions for sure, but most of the time I'm very neutral. I'm like, whatever, do whatever makes you happy, man. Just don't hurt other people. So yeah, that was something I watched recently that that'll make me feel a bit. I wouldn't say mad. I definitely was angry, just disappointed because someone I thought was very logical had a very unlogical take. Like, I think at the end of the day they had a logical take. The way they egg their community on, not right. The way they kind of agree with their community in the non-logical aspects kind of wasn't great. Especially when you read the comment section. Most Alana comment section was like, I agree with them quite a bit. But this video was like almost 99% of the comments I could not agree with. Maybe I'm biased because I followed Erika Ishii for quite a while and I understand the type of things they push and voice and the things they are in. Like, you can't say, "Oh my god, this." There are a few points that you cannot say about Erika Ishii. One is they uh They are a bad voice actor because they're not. They voiced Valkyrie. They voiced in World of Warcraft. They voiced in Destiny 2. They voiced in Apex Legends Valkyrie. They voiced in Guild Wars 2. They voiced in Justice League. Was it Crisis or something? They were also in Cyberpunk, if I remember correctly. Like, they have a resume. Also, they're in the game called Garden Tales, and I really like it. I like Garden Tales. So again, I could be biased because I see the things they're in, and they're in things I like, and they're good. So I could have that bias, right? I 100% admit I could have that bias. Just I don't get it, you know? Yeah, they're they voice their opinions very strongly, and they block people who don't agree with them. Are you telling me that's not normal? People voice things they believe, and then don't want to see things they don't believe. Like, huh? Are you saying you want to see confrontation constantly? Who? Why? What's wrong with you? Then I remember it's the internet, but it's like, even on the internet, when I'm scrolling through comments or threads, there's at least 20 to 30% of the people on a topic where I can agree with, right? This comment section, which I'm usually in agreement with, I find almost none. And then one of them that really pissed me off was saying, "Oh my god, they appeared on Critical Role and they were so cringe. Like, can you imagine putting your legs on the table?" I'm like, you don't watch enough Critical Role, because you don't understand that when it comes to Critical Role, we are the person looking in, right? They're putting on a show, yes, for us, of course, because they are a source of income. But at the end of the day, these guys are voice actors. They honestly, they were doing this before Critical Role was the most successful fucking Twitch channel, or one of the most successful Twitch channel, right? Before Critical Role was a multi-million-dollar brand. They were doing it before then. They were doing it because they liked Dungeons and Dragons, and they said, "Hey, you know what? Fuck it. Why not people watch?" And you know what? When Erika Ishii put a leg on her fucking on the table, for spoilers for season 3 of Critical Role. Spoilers now. You don't want it? Don't listen. I'm gonna start. So essentially, when they put their leg on the table for their big reviewer as a changeling, because the changelings are they're technically an evil, and they were technically working for the bad guys, or a faction of the bad guys. The court of fairies or something like that. Basically a dark faction. Mm, they showed that they were a changeling, and they put their feet on the table. And the thing is, maybe you might not like that at your table, right? In your group, maybe that might be disrespectful in your group, but this is not your group. This is their group. This is their group of friends. This is their guest. And this is not her first time on. She's been and played with them before. So they know what she's like, and they're friends with this person. So what's the problem? Why do you have a problem with something that doesn't concern you? Why do you care? Clearly, the people who it affects don't care. So maybe you should shut the fuck up. Like, I saw that one comment, and it just pissed me off, because, like, okay, this person doesn't know what they're talking about because they don't watch Critical Role. And I scrolled down and I was like, Critical Role so cringe. I was just like, obviously, this is the type of cringe but doesn't understand the content. I was like, when you dislike something, you maybe should understand it before you talk about it. It's like, I dislike American politics and I dislike Trump as a president. But if you gave me the chance to vote as an outsider, I just wouldn't vote because one, I will not be the affected by the decision. Maybe I will because of course America's market affects the global scale, but as a citizen, right? I would not it will affect me because I'm not a citizen of the American country of America, and I don't see their propaganda on my TVs or out on the streets, and I've not done the most insane research into Trump or Biden, so I will not talk super big about it. I can say about what I know, which is what has been pushed to the public and what is readily available that most people know, which is Trump is indicted. He's not a criminal. Well, he's been indicted and he has a he has a record. Just he has not gone to jail. So yeah, mainly because you can't put the former president in jail. I think that was one of the reasons. Like how are you gonna do that? He would have to have his own jail because people would kill him or try and get secrets because he was the president. He knows things that no one else in America should know too. Like aliens, tinfoil hat on. Just kidding. But yeah, basically, I was kind of disappointed by that. And I think Smugglerana, I think at the end, their take was sort of a mid take. Like, yeah, standard logical take from Smugglerana. But 90% of the video was fucking shitfest of them half agreeing, half not agreeing, half agreeing with their community about Erika Ishii being not great for the game. And I was just like, you don't understand much about Erika Ishii, and you're talking about it. Would it make me start watching a Sagalana? I don't know, but it has definitely it's definitely something in the back of my mind when I watch her now. It's like this person has some very unlogical takes. Like I just kept getting I am 23 minutes into this 31-minute video, and I got triggered a whole bunch of times already. I won't say triggered. I got pissed a bunch of times, and yeah, like some of like Erika Ishii's tweets. Some of this, I'm pretty sure half of it is some of it is troll, like that. Oh my god, they kept talking about our game mechanics, but then they didn't want to talk about the fact that we can fuck Pokemon, and then she was like, "Oh my, what the fuck is going on? Is this satire?" It's just like, what the fuck do you think? Obviously, it's satire. Even if it's serious, this would be a hilarious fucking tweet. Why do you have a problem with this? Like out of everything that Erica has tweeted about, this is the one thing. This is one of the things you want to pick a problem with. What the fuck? Like, come on, pick better things to shoot. Like pick about the fact that sometimes she tweets that I'm not non-gender fluid. I'm gender fluid, so she runs into the guy's toilet. And it's like maybe you can find a problem with that because I'm sure that there's a few people and there's enough logical reason to find a problem with that. Like I can get the argument there, you know. But come on, really? That fucking joke of a tweet is what you wanna sometimes kind of wanna shit on them for. Like that's not the only thing Smugglerana kind of made fun of Erika Ishii for, but out of everything, that definitely wasn't something. So yeah, I'll probably watch the rest of the video, 7 minutes. Oh yeah, I could go on, right? I really could. Also, Kamimi feeling like she was alone, kind of sucked. Like Camilla reading about it, that kind of sucks, man. Because like she blew up, right? And she's like a decently big creator now, and kind of sucks that you feel isolated as a big creator because you don't really know who really wants to be your friend, who really doesn't want to be your friend, kind of want to uses you for your clout. Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Like, yeah, I hope they find a close knit friend group who's like really willing to just hang out with them and include them and stuff. Like everyone deserves a friend group that does that. Like sometimes I feel like I'm the burden, but then my friends invite me out to stuff, so I don't really feel like I'm the burden. But also sometimes the brain worms make you think, oh my god, they're just doing it because they feel like they have to. If not, they're gonna say like, oh Botio, like like oh you never invited me, like yeah, there. But brainworms will be brainworms. Just go out there, be logical. Don't be an ass to people around you guys. Self reflect. Important. Helps you see life properly. That's all. That's a 2.5 hour stream. Yeah. Schizo rant. uh yeah, I'll try and list out more stuff to talk about next Datsu. You know. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I have stuff and you go. It's 1:30 a.m. now. It could have been midnight, but I streamed it an hour and a half late, so that's on me really. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be nice. Be safe. Take care. Bye bye. Happy birthday to me. Yeah, well, not anymore. It's like 3rd October. My birthday was 1st October. All right, TFT on Friday. Bye bye.